Hello everyone, my name is Mark Walmsley and I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. I'm joined today by one of our full members, Michael Harrison, who is going to talk to us about an initiative that he leads called Scripti, which is a service that digitizes heritage collections. And we thought it would be of interest to some of our members in GLAM, which I learned recently is an acronym for Galleries, Libraries, Archives and Museums. I love that. So Michael, thank you for joining me. And perhaps you could tell us a little bit about Scripti.
Very happy to do so. Scripti has been involved in digitizing rare books and manuscripts for over 20 years. I started the business in 2002 because I thought that there was a big opportunity for digitizing material held by museums and galleries. And I was very lucky because I got the job of digitizing a first folio of Shakespeare. And I've done numerous sketchbooks for artists and indeed galleries. But one-off projects are lovely to have, and they are flagship projects, but they don't pay the rent. And very fortunately, very early on in years, I found a rich seam, and the rich seam was the digitization of cemetery and crematorium records. And we have now digitized over 380 councils' burial records. These are used as living records because the councils need the references of from the director of the records themselves, and indeed the maps of the cemeteries for use on a day-to-day basis. So we built a very substantial business on that. And the great advantage of that, of course, is that there's been an incredible resurgence in the idea of tracing family trees. And so this has saved an awful lot of time and effort so far as local authorities are concerned when people come to them and ask them details of their forebears and where they're buried and be able to go to graves and whatever. So it fits in very well with the genealogical market. And just to bring completely up to date, because we're always looking for new markets, we are now in the process of digitizing galleries' art catalogues, because many galleries have been established for many years, and of course the digital age didn't really start until the middle 90s, and so there's an awful lot of paper catalogues which are on shelves in galleries that they need to have digitized for ready reference. And we've now done the third of a big project of that, and we're starting another one in later this month, where we're digitizing over 1,000 catalogues for one of the major London galleries. So because we're very conscious, of course, that at some stage the cemetery records and whatever will probably come to an end, because we've done 380, and obviously we've had some competition, but we're the market leaders in that area.
That's great. That's an extremely valuable service. It reminds me, as you mentioned, about the catalogues. Isn't that Fiona Bruce program where they decide
Yes.
whether something is fake or fortune? I think it might be called. And they depend on consulting those catalogues
Yes,
to confirm provenance. So that's great. And where can people find information about Scripti, Michael?
Usually, well, it's much better if people actually email me. I tell you, we had a problem way back in 2005 where somebody started to rip off our channels to market, so to speak, and copy us. And so we've been very careful to date not to actually have lots of references on a website. But we have a brochure and whatever, and we're more than happy to discuss projects. And we've never had a problem insofar that not having a web presence has there's never been a problem. But
That's interesting. I read recently.
We don't have any patterns or anything, and it's all too easy for somebody, if we go in and say we're now going into catalogues and put some examples up, and what happens is that before we know where we are, somebody's blitzed the market and taken our ideas. So we're a bit careful on that.
I don't blame you. Stay in stealth mode. That would be my advice. I think Elon Musk was famously quoted as saying that he never patented anything for SpaceX because he would have to put such detail into the patent record that others would very easily be able to copy it. So they don't patent it, they just don't talk about it. So that's fascinating. So we'll make sure that your contact details are available where this video appears. So if anybody in our community or elsewhere is interested in learning more about the process of digitizing their own collections, then they'll be able to get in touch. But in the meantime, Michael, thank you so much for being a full member of our gang, and thank you for doing this little interview.
Thank you so much.